and welcome once again to It's a Mystery, the show where we attempt to unravel some of the most intriguing and gobsmacking stories. Yes, Ben and Shelley have been travelling the length and breadth of the country to uncover some truly amazing reports of mystery and intrigue. Do coincidences really exist? Well, these two men are connected in a way that will totally baffle you. And we reveal what a couple from Hull discovered down their plug hole. And find out what naturally occurring phenomena burnt a hole the size of a cricket ball in this woman's dress. Now then, have you ever been part of an amazing coincidence? Well, a Bedfordshire policeman has, and it's something he'll remember for the rest of his life, because it's a mystery who PC Lavelle had to arrest.
Phyllis Fern, a local shopkeeper, was having a very busy day. She was just about to grab a nice cup of tea when yet another customer walked in.
Hello?
She was slightly suspicious of him. He looked shifty and was grabbing lots of things from the shelves. Then, with a basket brimming full of shopping, the suspicious character made his way towards the till.
Would you like a bag?
Yes, please.
What's the weather like out there?
It's a bit nippy. Will you take a cheque for that? I haven't got any cash.
Have you got a card?
Yeah.
I need to get this authorised.
Okay.
Meanwhile, PC Nicholas Lavelle was walking the streets of Leighton Buzzard with his colleague.
Quiet one today, eh?
Yeah, still only another 3 or 4 hours. We're not off for the weekend.
Anything planned?
Well, Sharon wants to go to the cinema. Don't know what's on, do you?
Tell you what, why don't we pop in here and get the local paper?
That's a good idea.
Anybody serving here?
Won't be a minute. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't accept this card.
Why not?
Is there a problem here, madam?
Well, I've just checked this customer's card on the stolen cards list, and it matches one of the names on the list.
Mind if I check this card? It's routine, sir.
Right, just hold it right there, sir, shall we?
Thank you. Mike Bravo 2-1 to control.
Go ahead, Mike Bravo.
Yes, I'd like to check on a possible stolen cheque card. Bank of Bedfordshire 017 038 26011. Over.
Can I have the name, please?
Yes. Oh, that's incredible. It's Mr. Nicholas Lavelle. Over.
The card has definitely been reported stolen.
Thank you. Over and out. I'm afraid you're going to have to accompany me to the station, sir.
So, OK, let's just get this straight. There are two policemen in a shop at exactly the same time as one of the shop's customers is suspected of being in possession of a stolen cheque card. Now, that's a sort of coincidence. But then we discover that the customer under suspicion apparently has the same name as one of the arresting policemen. That's a much bigger coincidence, isn't it? But the most phenomenal coincidence of all is yet to come. Check this out.
Empty your pockets, please.
The man produced a birth certificate, a library card, a bank book, and a video club card, all in the name of Nicholas Lavelle.
That's incredible. Not only do we share the same name, but we have the same date and place of birth.
The suspect looked nervous. His face went stone cold, and his jaw nearly hit the ground. Because there, face to face with PC Nicholas Lavelle, was Mr. Nicholas Lavelle. Not only did they share the same name, place, and date of birth, but they also had the same bank, library, and video club.
Told ya. What an incredible coincidence. But wait for it. it gets even better.
It sure does. Just take a look at this evidence I've got for you, Neil. Now, this is PC Lavelle's birth certificate, and this is Mr. Lavelle's. And as you can see, they're both identical. In fact, they both have the same date of birth and the same place of birth, the lovely Bognor Regis. And here are the library cards, and they're both for Leighton Buzzard Central. And here are the bank books and cheque cards, both Bank of Bedfordshire. And yes, you've guessed it, the video club cards are both for VHS Video World and in the name of Nicholas Lavelle.
So, all right, what is going on? Put me out of me misery.
Well, it turns out that a few weeks before, all these items had disappeared from the back of PC Lavelle's car, which meant, well, he'd had to have new sets made. The person who'd stolen them had began passing himself off as the person whose name was on all of the items, Nicholas Lavelle. So the customer wasn't PC Nicholas Lavelle at all. He was called Frank Aston.
Ah, OK, well, I'm with you so far.
Now, hold on, you see, this is the real coincidence. Just think about it. At the time of the incident, PC Lavelle was one of hundreds of policemen on duty that day, but he just happened to enter the shop at exactly the same time as the man who'd taken over his identity. And at that same moment, he was trying to pay for goods with PC Lavelle's stolen cheque card.
God. It must have been the only case of a policeman arresting himself. Still, we got to the bottom of it. Mystery solved.
Hello, my name's Cliff Parker. This is my wife, Katie. We live in Bransholme, Hull, East Yorkshire.
One night, while we were sleeping, I was woken by a strange noise.
Katie woke me from a deep sleep and told me she thought we had an intruder in our bathroom. I got out of bed and went to have a look. I looked around, and to begin with, I didn't see anything unusual. Then I heard a strange noise coming from the sink. At first I thought I must have been dreaming. Then I realised there was a large black snake in my bathroom sink. It was making a horrible rattling sound.
Cliff ran out of the bathroom and told me there was a snake in the sink. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, so I decided to take a look for myself. It was terrifying. We decided to call the police. 20 minutes later, 2 policemen arrived.
At first they were going to try and remove the snake, but then it started to rattle again. Frightened, they decided to leave the snake in the sink and call the RSPCA instead.
They took away the snake. It was over a metre long.
Ah! Can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night to find a metre-long snake in your bathroom sink? Especially one that rattled. So could it have been a poisonous rattlesnake that Cliff and Katie had found? And where could it have come from?
It turned out to be a black rat snake which had escaped from a neighbour's house a few months ago. It had travelled through the drains and up into my bathroom. I don't think I've ever been so scared in all my life.
The snake has since been returned to its owner, who was very pleased to see it.
Now, it turns out that black rat snakes are not poisonous, but they can grow up to 2.5 metres long. And the rattling sound? Well, many snakes vibrate their tail to warn off anyone or anything that they feel threatened by. Now, the one that Cliff and Katie had found in their bathroom had been shaking its tail so hard it had been bashing it on the sink and therefore making a strange rattling noise. You know, I certainly wouldn't like to find anything like that in my bathroom. Would you? The night skies hold some of the spookiest mysteries. Well, it's a mystery what came out of the sky on the 24th of March 1985, and I will guarantee you'll be amazed by what you're about to see.
It's worth the wait. Ian and Laura Brown were enjoying a pleasant evening with their old friends Glenn and Pauline Campbell. The room was filled with laughter and stories about a recent holiday they'd spent together.
Do you remember your face on that boat? It was completely green. I thought you were going to be completely sick with it.
Oh, I thought I was going to be sick. Oh.
Little did they know that the cosy party atmosphere would be shattered forever, and the lives of the 4 people in that room would never be quite the same again. Suddenly, a loud thunderclap rang out, and in an instant, a strange orange glow filled the room. Ian's heart thudded as he pulled back the curtains. Confused thoughts ran around his head as he tried desperately to make sense of the sight that met his eyes. An object the size of a cricket ball, bright orange in colour, was floating suspended in mid-air. It looked fuzzy and was making a strange hissing noise. Ian blinked with fear as it flew straight through the open window and into the room. Glenn and Pauline stared transfixed as the ball changed to a milky blue colour and floated upwards. As it brushed against the ceiling light, the bulb glowed brightly, as if the heat from the strange floating ball was warming it up. Then, Laura gasped. It was heading straight for her. The floating ball zoomed out of the window. An uneasy calm then filled the room as the four friends tried to take in these amazing events.
So what was it that they saw? Well, let's just consider the facts. A bright orange floating object the size of a cricket ball makes a strange hissing noise and then changes to a blue colour. So, OK, could it have been an object from space? A shooting star, maybe a stray firework perhaps? Or could it have been something a bit more sinister? What do you think? Well, believe it or not, a similar thing happened to someone else nearby.
Joan Paisley was preparing an array of party food for her nephew's birthday party. She had iced a cake and was leaving it to set on a wire rack. She took some sausage rolls out of the oven when all of a sudden her attention was diverted by an astonishing sight. As if by magic, a small blue ball appeared by the window. Then it hovered for a moment and moved towards the light in the kitchen, making it glow eerily. Joan gasped in terror as the ball whizzed straight for her, knocking her to the ground. Joan came to her senses and stared in amazement. Her birthday cake had been completely destroyed by the zooming object. As mysteriously as it had appeared, the blue ball made a hissing sound, circled around her head, and darted out of the window. Joan was shocked, but thankfully she hadn't been badly hurt. She was stunned to see that the mystery ball had singed a hole right through her new dress.
What an incredible story. So, OK, what do you think the mysterious object could be that caused the light bulb to glow brighter, reduced a birthday cake to ashes, and finally burned a big hole in Joan Paisley's dress? A stray firework? No, I'm not sure. I reckon there's a much more scientific explanation. In fact, there was a clue to the possible solution at the beginning of the story.
You remember that the two couples were sitting at the dining table chatting about their holiday. And just before the fiery ball flew into the room, there was a thunderclap, which points to the theory that the mystery fireball is nothing other than plain and simple lightning.
Lightning? Get out of it. I've never seen lightning like that.
It's absolutely true. Paranormal researchers call it ball lightning. Now, balls of energy are thought to break away from the bottom of tornadoes, a little bit like this, and spiral down towards Earth. They're filled with electricity, which means they head straight for anything made of metal. In our case, the filament from the light bulb and the wire cooling rack, which in turn made the light bulb glow and the cake melt on the rack. Unfortunately, there haven't been enough sightings for scientists to prove whether or not ball lightning really does exist.
But if it wasn't ball lightning, then what was it? We may never know. Mystery remains unsolved. So there you go, another collection of fascinating stories. But there's plenty of other mysteries out there. So don't forget, join us next time when we'll attempt to solve some more. But in the meantime, here's one to keep you going. Now listen carefully to this one. A man was on his way out of the reptile house at a zoo when he felt something in his coat pocket. Putting his hand in, he discovered something with no legs and lots of teeth. What was it? Can you work it out? I'll see you next time.